The Knicks defense has been much improved the past few games, but there's still some glaring stupid mistakes I want to talk about. So here we're just going to start on ball with guard screens. So here Brunson's going to hard hedge, and then Mikhail and Brunson are going to get a little bit confused about what to do, and it's just going to lead to an open layup because they're playing advantage basketball. And here's a real problem. The problem is that the scheme with hard hedging inputs flexibility into it, where if Mikhail is completely beat, they're just supposed to switch, right? This is supposed to be reacting. So here, same thing. Brunson's going to hard hedge. But then Mikhail thinks he's completely beat on the screen, so he's expecting Brunson to also know that and then switch. But Brunson's not thinking that. Brunson's adhering to the original scheme of hard hedging, and then there's just a wide open three. Right? So that's what happens when you add flexibility into the scheme, is you have to be completely on the same page or else mistakes happen. Here, same thing. You're going to see they don't know whether to trap, switch, or stay. And you're going to tell this because Brunson just hesitates for a second. Watch him here, right? You see that little shift as if he's going to go towards Dyson. This is because there's no clear direction of where to go. They're reacting to the situation. Then it becomes a trap, and then just advantage basketball again. So you can remove these things by just having the scheme completely be switching, right? And if that's your scheme, the worry is probably hunting Brunson. I'm just going to show clips of Brunson in isolation defense where he does okay. Right, he's not like he's not a lockdown perimeter defender, but if you're telling me it's just going to be a switch onto Brunson for isolation, I'm fine with that. Especially because that's what hurts the Knicks offense when we play switching defenses, right? Charlotte did it, the Cavs did it. It was Brunson matchup hunting Allen, Brunson matchup hunting Richards and Mark Williams. And it's not a pretty offense. It doesn't work super well for us. And Brunson's top 5 in efficiency and isolations, like some of these players just aren't going to be that when we have Brunson switch onto them. So I think that's still something you're willing to live with. Here's a good example of guard switching, even though it's a step slow. They're going to run a Spain pick and roll. So like a very common scheme to defend this is to switch your guards. You're going to see Brunson pop out. But even this, right, I would say this is a good rep. You can see Mikhail's acting like he's going to recover here. And then he's kind of like looking at Brunson. Look at his head right now. He's trying to see what Brunson's doing. He sees Brunson step up and then finally goes out. But these things should be known beforehand. You should have a game plan of what to do in these situations, and you really should just switch in these situations. And you're going to see a couple examples here of when they just switch. Same thing here, right? But this is still, again, this is still reacting. Like Brunson's supposed to get back. You can see it in his eyes, but he sees that Mikhail's not over, so he stays, right? Look, right now he's about to switch back, but he's like, okay, I'm just going to stay here. But if the game plan is to switch completely at first, then this is a little cleaner. And you can actually recover like they're going to do here, right? If you want to get Barnes in isolation, it's already too late here if you're going to post up Brunson because we're just going to switch. And this is a great play just taking advantage of the chaos. But in terms of that switch, you can see we could have switched, and then we could have switched back again so that Hart's guarding the mismatch. Here is we're going to start with the bottom of your screen with off-ball guard switches, and this doesn't even involve Brunson. These should never happen, especially with Mikhail and OG, right? These should just always be switches, and these shouldn't be opportunities to react. Otherwise, like mental mistakes and lack of focus mistakes like this happen. They smoke the layup, but that's a bad defensive rep. And you just want to limit those, right? And you can limit them by just saying, okay, on everything we switch. Same thing here, right? You're going to see the screen by Barrett, and then OG is going to just be in the lane until Brunson can recover. But if you're telling me that the Raptors are going to run every single possession with an RJ Barrett ISO on Brunson, I'm fine with that. Like you can take that and you can let Brunson be the defender in that situation. And I think it's a lot better than these mistakes. Off-ball screen again. You're going to see Precious and Campaign. This should just be a switch. And if this is a switch, there's no advantage. And if the Raptors want to isolate, get Grady Dick onto Campaign for whenever they're on together, I'm fine with that too. Right? So you can see that there are just mistakes that are made often when we don't switch. Like here, look how seamless this is. Like they already know between Brunson and McBride they're going to switch this. So then Brunson's not even concerned. There's just an easy off-ball switch, and then no advantage is created. And it also limits mistakes, right? When you know that's the scheme, when you know you're going to switch on everything, there's just no room to misconstrue what's happening. Here, I'm going to show you what a good off-ball situation looks like. So first, between Mikhail and OG, they're not going to switch. I want them to switch here, but This is fine. And then here between OG and McBride, they are going to switch. So switch, then this is going to be another switch, but there's an on-ball switch, right? Again, switching, and that's fine. So especially amongst guards, at a minimum, all guards except Brunson should do this. There should be no reason not to do this. Here you're going to see OG and Precious, again, off-ball screen. They're just going to switch. At a minimum, all guards except Brunson should do this. I really think all guards, including Brunson, should be doing this. And arguably, I would say like you could potentially run a switch even with Cat. But let's leave that for a later day. You can play Cat and drop, but every single guard, I think, should switch, and we should just experiment with it. Here you see the switch, right? Hart and OG switch. No advantage is created, so you have to pull it out for another opportunity. Here again, another switch. No advantage is created. Now you're at 10 seconds left on the shot clock. No advantage, right? And this is just fine. If they want to isolate Jalen Johnson on Hart, they're going to waste another 5 seconds getting the ball there. But this is what grinds my gears. Like, they're not going to switch here. This is just a little bit slow, right? They're not exactly sure what to do on this one. No communication here. And then at a low shot clock, this leads to an easy layup. Again, just completely airballs a layup, but that's a bad defensive rep. Here, same thing. This should just be a switch. Like, it's McBride on Jalen Johnson. If they want to do that, that's fine. Instead, Jalen Johnson gets an easy layup. So I think they're just, if you just implement that decision to switch everything, here, nothing happens from it. But again, like, I don't understand why this isn't a switch. These are two elite wing defenders. And Mikhail's good, again, when he's not in screen nav. He's not a good screen navigator, but in isolation defense, he's fine. OG and Mikhail should always switch. And this is what it looks like. Switch, another switch, right? Just passing Cody Martin along. And then just a block. So there's just no advantage created when you can switch like that. And we have the, outside of Brunson, we have the wings to do it. Here you can see again, just easy switch, no advantage, contested shot. Outside of Brunson, we have the wings to do it. Like a good roster of wings to do it. And then including Brunson, I still think it works because they want to match up on Brunson. I think you live with that.